What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel here. This is your Redbud Race Reaction Show. Got a little glare on the screen there. This is your Redbud Race Reaction Show brought to you by our friends at Complete Racing Solutions. Make sure to check out Coach Rob and Complete Racing Solutions for all your fitness and nutrition needs. I'm disgusting. Been at the track all effing day. It was hot as absolute hell out there. But we made it through. And it was interesting. I will be fully transparent. I have not watched the race yet. I've ranted before. I will rant again on the show this week about how I like Supercross better than outdoors. And a big part of that is because I can actually see the entire track. That was a big complaint today. Took a buddy with me who had been to one Supercross race with me, never been to an outdoor. He had the same complaint of like, well, you can only see part of the track. This kind of sucks. So anyway, with that being said, we'll jump right into this, but just so everybody knows, haven't watched the race. I'm literally going inside to shower here and watch the race. So for the show tomorrow, I'll have all that knowledge of the actual broadcast, but for right now, all I have is what I saw in person. And to be honest, I spent, especially the first motos, I spent a lot more time in the pits than I was actually watching the motos. So with that being said, let's jump into this here. Let's start with 450s here. So I had said after Southwick with Jet's performance that if he came out and did the same thing-ish, we'll call it, at Redbud, everybody was screwed. Well, he didn't exactly do the same thing-ish. First moto was good, obviously, you know, cool, clicked off a win, whatever. Second moto, everybody's screwed. Everybody in that 450 class is screwed. Deegan has nothing for him. I won't hear any other comments about that because I know, I mean, I know they're coming now because I've made that statement, and I'll talk about this more in the show tomorrow. But, dude, that was 18th to first. 18th to first. And I understand 18th, first corner, he was making up a bunch of spots in that first lap there, whatever. But what I will say is that was an absolutely amazing ride. I watched a lot of the second moto. Like a lot. I was actually watching the second motos much closer, and I watched him track those dudes down. Absolutely track them down, catch them, pass them like they were standing still. Now, I give a lot of credit to Chase, right? Chase comes back. Chase's qualifying was not good. Chase's first moto was subpar at best. That second moto, he was trying to go with Jet, and he was staying with Jet, but you could see there was a level of urgency in that second moto with Chase to go and stay with Jet, but he couldn't. He just couldn't. Jet was off there. That second 450 moto start too was freaking nuts. I stood at the end. They go down, hook the right, come under the whole shot thing, and then hook that left after they go by the mechanics area. I was at the fence at the end there, and I'm watching Cody Schock, Tony Cairoli, Prado, Valentin Guillot, all these guys come at me, and I'm going, there is not a Chase Sexton, a Hunter Lawrence, a Jet Lawrence, or an Eli Tomac to be seen right now. This is insane. Obviously everything worked out towards the end, but it was insane. Also, fun, I mean, I guess not fun fact, but weird thing today, that track was eating motors alive. So part of the reason with the first motos, right, we were kind of watching the first 450 moto. I was at the bottom of the downhill like ski jump there, the first jump on the track after the start, and Tomac rolled over that because his bike was blowing up basically, and I went, his bike's blowing up, we're going to the pits, I gotta see this. So we went to the pits, and definitely and I mean, I stood there and watched them pull that motor out and put a new one in and whatever. And yeah, that was interesting. But then you have him, Webb, Savacci, all motors blow up. Deegan's motor blows up. I mean, it was insane. It was absolutely insane to watch all these motors let go. So I don't know what the deal was. I'm sure there will be conversations with the powers that be as to why that happened. And I don't know what they're doing. Now here, we'll get into that in a second. I'll get into this in a second. But, you know, just wild that there was that many motors going crazy. Now, on the Prado thing, I think Prado's day went fairly well. I feel like it was okay. I feel like they're going in the right direction. but slowly. So we'll have to wait and see. That interview last week with Steve was fire. Everybody's heard it. Go look it up if you haven't. He was very open about how the position he's in right now in Kawasaki. So outside of that, 450s, I don't have a lot more to talk about. Chase made his return. It wasn't great. Like I said, especially qualifying that first 450 moto, kind of subpar in my opinion. Second one was a lot better. He tried to go with Jet and kind of went-ish with him. Couldn't maintain, but whatever. Moving on to 250s, dude. Great day for Joe Shimoda. This is the Joe Shimoda that I thought was going to show up a couple of rounds ago. I don't know where the points are at. I'll have to look that up for the show tomorrow. But obviously made some up because, again, Deegan's motor blew up, which is quite ironic. So, fun story. Yesterday, Friday, we have pit passes, courtesy of our buddy Kev. We are walking through the pits, just checking stuff out. And I'm taking videos of the bikes set up. You know, you guys like that kind of stuff. Lots of people like to see that. So I'm just taking video. Every truck I'm walking by, I'm taking video of the bike set up. Deegan's bike is sitting there. I'm taking a video of it. And it has no motor in it. Okay. And I assume, you know, they do things like this, right? They get a new spec on a motor. They motor times out or something. They'll change it. Up Friday. No problem. Whatever. I open up my phone, I go to take this picture, and next thing I know, Jensen, who is one of the high-up managers at Star Yamaha, is yelling at me, no photos, no photos. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. My bad. No problem. I'll delete it. He was super cool. He wasn't rude. Nothing like that. No hate comms here. But I, was doing that. Now, mind you, at this point, Cole's standing behind me taking a picture of it. And if you guys follow Cole, you saw he put up a picture of the bike with no motor in it and said big bore incoming. Now I watched them take out the motor. And I now have pictures and videos of that bike with no motor in it today because they weren't standing there saying that. So guess what? It got filmed. There's lots of people standing there with me. That bike's all over the internet without a motor in it. I don't really understand what the big deal is, but whatever. It was a good bounce back, in my opinion, for Deegs for what was a really, really rough day for him. Like, all the crashes, all the issues, everything like that. It was a really, really good day for Deegan. But this was not a normal Deegan ride, I'll say. Like, especially with all, like I said, all the different crashes, and especially that first moto. It was rough, but he did bounce back. The second moto was really, really, really good, in my opinion, from him. Joe rode really, really good. And the rest of the class in the 250s there is the same old, holy shit, what the hell is happening with these guys situations. One other shout out, dude. Garrett Marchbanks, first moto. I think it was first moto. Yeah, it was first moto. Literally last. And a distant 40th on the start to 10th. Unreal. That kid is riding unreal. With that being said, that's really a lot of what I have. I have a lot more stories and stuff that I will tell, but these shows aren't supposed to be as long. So I have a lot more stories that I will tell tomorrow on the main show, so make sure to tune into that. Justin was supposed to join me. Got a little confused. A lot of times we'll do these shows earlier. However, because of the live for the members or whatever, we're going to do the show at normal 6 p.m. start time tomorrow night. So Justin will not actually be with me. We'll see what I can get lined up between now and then. I didn't know this was going to be a thing, but yeah. Anyway, with that being said, thank you. Make sure to check out Complete Racing Solutions for all your health and fitness needs. There's going to be a link in the description down below, and we'll be back tomorrow with the main show. Lots more stories to share with you guys, so make sure to tune in. See you then.